You could almost call him the Indiana Jones of Singapore. Like the intrepid adventurer who finds priceless artifacts from museums, Dr. Kenson Kwok spent 18 years traveling the globe in search of rare historical objects to bring to the museums of Singapore. In this episode of R.age, we bring you the stories of his adventures and his top 10 favorite finds. This is not Raiders of the Lost Ark, and he's not Harrison Ford. But Singapore's very own Indiana Jones comes in the form of former director of the Asian Civilisations Museum, Dr. Kenson Kwok. Last month, Dr. Kwok retired from his post as the director of Asian Civilisations Museum and the Peranakan Museum after 18 years of helping to build our best museums.
Curators and myself, we have to be Indiana Jones because we have to look out for opportunities, whether it's for the collection or whether it's for exhibitions or projects. We have to go around looking because nobody is going to come knocking on our door. We're a young museum in a fairly young country, so we have to go out and knock on other people's doors. In the Gulf region particularly, the Middle East generally, because of oil wealth, they're all forming their own collections and building new museums. So there's huge competition for this material. In the Islamic market, everybody knows what everything is worth, and you really have to compete. It's said of museum directors that there are two types. One type are sort of interested in marketing, in getting people in, and then the other type of museum director is supposed to be one who is very interested in forming the collection. And I guess I've had to be sort of competent in everything.
How difficult is it to acquire things for the museum?
It's never easy to acquire things for the museum because either you find something that is really fantastic and you really need it for the collection because it fills a gap, but you don't have the funds to do it, or you have some funds but it's not enough and the seller refuses to negotiate. So there are always difficulties in acquiring museum artifacts. And also we need to get the support of our acquisition committee, and there are many layers of bureaucratic work.
Bureaucratic hassles aren't quite the same as dodging bullets in the Sahara. And Dr. Kwok reveals his tools aren't quite the whip and dagger either.
I think a very useful equipment to have is something called a loop, which is like a magnifying glass that you put into your eye. The other important tool is a bit of experience and a bit of humility.
Now that you've hung up your boots, what's next for Indiana Jones?
What do I have in store? Well, I don't know. I'm still recovering from the shock of not working. I might write a book, I might write a novel, and I'm glad to be taking a big breath now.
In the next clip, he shows us his top 10 favorite finds from around the world.